Hello, it's Andrew Bell here, and I've finally come up for air after the most hectic January in our company's history. If you're anything like the media or the industry bodies, you'll want to know the results of the Event 22, as it's a strong barometer of our current real estate market. So, here's some quick figures. Originally, we had 146 property owners engage us to sell their properties through the Event 22. A record number, and largely because people identify the huge benefits that the event marketing brings to their property. Now, the Ray White Circus Paradise Group are the pioneers of the event, which has now been running for some 30 years. Because of COVID, a number of those properties had to be postponed from January. Tenants who wouldn't give us access because of fears of COVID entering their homes, and indeed a number of sellers themselves, shared those same concerns. However, 130 properties proceeded to auction over two separate events. The marketing was breathtaking, with extensive print media coverage right throughout Australia, publications like The Australian, the Australian Financial Review, and newspapers in New South Wales and Victoria, and indeed even in New Zealand. On the digital platforms, some 23 sites were engaged on social media fronts, and we had the greatest inquiry ever through that medium. Our database is the most powerful on the Gold Coast, and this platform also was incredibly active. All up, we had well over 700,000 viewings of properties, and we recorded those from late December all the way through till auction day. So we generated thousands and thousands of emails and telephones inquiries, which resulted in over 6,500 physical inspections of the properties, which led to over 720 registered bidders for our two auction dates, which resulted in 103 properties sold to date and more selling every day. On any measure, every previous record was surpassed significantly, with over 160 million in sales through the event, and of course there are other private treaty sales on top of that. Whilst there was a large component of interstate buying, which is most definitely adding to the strength in the Gold Coast property market, our local buyers were out in force as well. Yes, that migration from southern states continues, and at present we see no end to it. Inquiries through our international networks saw a rise, definitely, and most definitely out of New Zealand. There is no question there is a change in the market at present. A little more uncertainty with a divisive federal election already looming and having to be held by mid-May. And of course the focus on interest rates, which we've seen from the latest CPI figures that were released. But you know, I've personally been through the Gold Coast property market cycle on so many occasions. The depth of our experience in knowing how to work in every stage of the market cycle certainly came to bear. We understand the concerns of buyers, and we can rely on our past experience to share our knowledge with them. It's evident by the results. There were a number of other real estate companies that held auctions at the same time with very poor results. It reminds us just how important experience is when appointing a real estate agent. Not just experience in the last year to 5 years, but experience throughout many real estate cycles. So 2022 will be a different year to 2021. Different factors driving it and different events to play out. But all in all, it should be a good balanced year. For those thinking of selling, please reach out to us. We literally have hundreds and hundreds who missed out on properties in January. They're just itching to buy. They want to buy now. And it might be your property that best suits them. Opportunities like this don't surface often. It was a great honour to lead the national real estate market in January. It was a great honour to elevate the Gold Coast property market to unprecedented levels. And it was a great honour to represent our sellers and to achieve the incredible results that they are enjoying. There is lots more to share, and I'm going to be working on a lot more of the fundamentals as we go through the next few weeks. But I do want to thank so many of you that reached out in recent months to thank me for our newsletters, and particularly to those who live outside the Gold Coast and say they rely on the information that we provide to keep their knowledge about our market to the highest level. It's my great pleasure to share my 40+ years experience with you, and I'll always tell you how it is and not put any spin on it. There is so much negativity floating around in the world, especially in the media and social media. I truly hope that you can rise above it and look for all those wonderful things that make living here in Australia, and particularly on the Gold Coast, a blessing. And to rise above that negativity, enjoy every day with our families and our friends, as life is way too short to spend time in negativity. I look forward to being with you in a fortnight's time. Stay safe.